Hey, what's up everybody? This is BeatTheBush, and today we're going to talk about this titanium crowbar. Half the weight as a steel bar, but just as strong. It doesn't feel as cold to the touch as steel. Steel crowbar like this will cost maybe only $20, but this one costs close to $170. Turns out titanium is actually the 7th most abundant material on the Earth's crust. Why is it so expensive if it's so abundant? The reason is because it's so hard to create it in its pure form. Long time ago, people don't know how to make titanium. Most of titanium exists as titanium oxide on the Earth's crust, so then you can mine for this and it'll be like a block, a rock that's mostly titanium oxide. You melt it down and you blow chlorine gas through it. You bubble this through. Afterwards, this titanium chloride floats up, and then it'll have other impurities of 4, 3, 2 of those atoms. You really want the titanium chloride by itself, and then there will be O2 gas generated because the oxide gets released from this titanium. So then this stuff boils off, and then they separate it by fractional distillation. They just boil this to a certain temperature and they just float upwards. That's how they separate it, because it has different boiling points. So it just sounds like you melt this down, blow some gas through, and then distill it. It's kind of like boiling water, and the water floats up, right? And then it touches something and it condenses. So then you have some titanium chloride here, and it's a gas. And then you take that gas and then you mix it with some magnesium that's liquefied, and then you would get the titanium by itself. You have to do all this in an argon atmosphere so that when you do this reaction, the oxygen don't go in and attach to the titanium. Then you're back to over here again. You can see that if you have to do it in some sort of inert gas atmosphere, that would be very difficult and costly. So apparently this whole process is very expensive, and that's what makes this thing very expensive. So this is what the package looks like. You can see right here it says 2x the strength, and then there's a bar, and then 45% lighter compared to steel. It's either or, not both. It's twice the strength if it's the same weight, or if it's the same size as 45% lighter. It's not. If you compare a steel crowbar to the same size, it won't be roughly half the weight and twice the strength. That would equate to 4x the increase in strength to weight ratio. But it's really just one of these if you take a comparison to steel. This is like a marketing thing. It would confuse some people. I know when I looked at it, it was like, well, really? So I only found that out after looking up like what the properties of titanium is. So let's just pry out some nails right here. There's this puller here. There's this one. And then there's this one. We can open up a bottle of something. I'm gonna put a link down below for one of the product videos. They do some sort of test at the factory where they're like holding onto here and like putting something down and pushing it. Apparently this thing cracks at 800 pounds. So if you wedge this under something and somehow manage to jump on here, it will not break. So that's reassuring. And you know, it says right here, wear eye protection. So yes, I will, just in case it does snap, right? If you're jumping on this and this snaps and your foot is right here, it might come up and hit you, and that would hurt a lot. Or maybe it might break into a couple pieces and come up and poke an eye out or something. Let's go try this thing out and see how it is. So check it out, I got 2 of them because I don't know why I got 2 of them. So let's see how much this thing weighs. 17 ounces roughly. Okay, now let's put in some nails and try to pull them back out. With this side. That. Okay, that's enough nail pulling. So I really like the idea of a titanium crowbar. You don't see this kind of metal around very much. That's why I was very curious on handling it. I mean, this is like a nice paperweight. It's very expensive paperweight, but it's nice to just kind of hold and know that, wow, this is a really strong metal. And it's lighter than steel, but strong as steel, and I don't know, club something with it. It's like jewelry for men. It's not like I'm going to go around prying stuff. At least I know that if I have a need to pry something open, then I'm gonna go and use this thing. There's one last feature of this crowbar, and it's the bottle opener right here. It's angled a little strangely because you have to open it like this and put a torque on it like this, rather than something like this Craftsman bottle opener where you just kind of put it and you have a good leverage and you lift it with the handle. So I'm gonna use this crowbar to open a really good beer called Pliny the Elder. So let's check it out, like that. See, it didn't take me too much torque. And you pour beer, of course, at an angle. Strangely, I met some people recently that didn't know how to pour it at an angle, so I guess you gotta drink quite a bit before you know how to pour beer. That's it. It tastes light and fruity, that's what it tastes like. I like these overkill kind of bottle openers. Don't forget to click like and comment down below, and thanks for watching.